Hey guys, what's up? Cardfight here, and today I'm here with an updated rescue build. So this is probably currently one of my favorite decks to play, and I have tested it, and I did play around with the lineup. The deck is pretty similar to my previous build that I showcased, but there has been a few changes, and it went from the grade one lineup to being a more offensive lineup to being a little bit more defensive. I'll explain that in a bit later, but the cards in this deck, I won't explain the ones that I explained previously before, so if you guys want to check that out, you can watch my previous video. But let's get right into my deck profile. So for the starting lineup, we're running the same starting lineup we ran before, the one that helps you grab a card from the damage zone while you put a card from your top of the deck to the damage zone. So this helps you grab your perfect guard or other useful cards that you might want in your hand for later on. For example, Stride Fodder if you don't have any in your hand. So she's good for that. Running for Gavrail. Obviously, this is a Gavrail deck, so we're going to run 4. Um, there's actually 2 ways you can go about this. There's people playing the no seal Gavrail hybrid, or for that's even an even more defensive deck. But I think they made no seal for that build, and I'm not playing that build, so yeah, I don't really like that build. So yeah, I'm not currently not playing that build. I have my no seal deck, but it's just a no seal deck. Next, for the other Wraith we're running Flag. So she's a new double rare from the set, and her skill is Rescue 1, activates from the damage zone, Generic 1, count loss 1. If this card's face up, call this card to a rearguard circle, and it gets plus 2,000 power until the end of turn, and then put the top card of your deck into your damage zone, and then you can choose a card from your damage zone and heal it, and then choose one of your Vanguards and deal 1 damage. So if you have a Broken Heart on your field, you actually get 2 pumps from this card, so it's pretty good. And you also get an extra attacker for her if you need. And the second skill is Soul Blast 1, put this card into damage zone face up. When this card is discarded from your hand for the cost of Stride, you can, if you have a Vanguard with the rescue ability, you can pay the cost if you do. Choose a card from your damage zone and heal it. So what if you want to get this card in the damage zone, you can just discard it for Stride, and then just pay for the cost. So she's I actually quite like this card. She's very nice, very good utility card. Not only that you get something for striding with her, but then you can also rescue with her own call ability. So yeah, just a card I like overall. Grade 2 is running for Nurse of Broken Heart. Don't need to explain this card. Angel Feather players love this card. People who play against Angel Feathers hate this card, so it's good. Running 4 Harut. So previously in my first build, I was running 2. Running 3 in this one, just because I'm running less of the grade 1 and 2 that can call itself after being healed. So running 3 of these just to be able to 2-box from your damage zone. Running 2 Zabanya. I cut this down from 3 to 2 from our previous build, mainly because this deck in this current build, it actually uses more soul than it did previously. Usually, in the previous build, nothing really used soul except for her, so I could run more. But now that there are other cards that use soul, Zabanya, even though she's a good card, I'd rather run a little bit less. You can cut her out for another Harut if you want, but I think running her at 2 is fine. And then next, we're running 2 no seals. So this card helps you get back useful cards from your damage zone, as well as helping you unflip 1, because the card you put back down is face up. Yeah, I wasn't running this card before, but in this build, I think she's okay. Again, this build is a bit more, I don't know, quote-unquote, defensive. So, compared to my previous build, of course. Because in my previous build, a lot of times when you attack with this column, you can just rescue to damage check the grade 2 that gets called from the drop zone if you if it's put from the the damage zone to the drop zone. So then you can just call it out. But now we're not running that engine, so running these cards instead to help you, set up for your next defensive turn, or yeah, just to help you fix your hand. Next, we're running 3 Black Bomber and Malik. I was running 4 in my previous build, but now that we have other methods to put her into the damage zone, we don't really need to run 4 anymore, since if you have this card in hand, you just call this, put this in the damage zone, and grab something else. So, 3. Running 2, Gavrail. She's just pretty decent. Pretty good. Yeah, she's pretty good defensive card overall. If you have a full front row of Broken Hearts, then you can get a lot of power just by using her as guard. So yeah, but she's just a good card. You can run more if you want, but her being a 6K kind of hinders, but she's going to be in your hand most of the time. So it's really up to you. If you don't want to run the next card I'm running, you can run more of her. I'm running 2 ponies. 1000 Ray Pegasus. So I wasn't running this card before, but since I am not running the great one I was running the great one that gets called from the drop zone, but since in this new build I want to play around with her, take advantage of her, so when you use her rescue, you can just pump your Pegasus, your ponies, and yeah, overall you can pump your ponies a lot during your main phase now with flag and other stuff. So yeah, take advantage of that with being able to hit bigger numbers with your ponies. Next, running 4 Shroud, 4 Shroud Fighters because we're only running 3 grade 3s. So just that. And next, we're running 4 Purple Guards. We're running the unflipped Purple Guard now. In case you kind of lost something you wanted to use next turn. It does happen sometimes, so yeah. I'm running 4 of these. For the crits, or for the triggers, running 7 crit. Oops. 7 crit. 5 stands, so running 4 of the rescue stand and 1 Refros because we were only allowed to run Refros now. Sad, but it's for the greater good, I guess. And then running 4 heals, the one that can go back in your deck just in case you need it. So that's it for the main deck. So as you can see, I'm not running any of the new cards in the main deck except for a flag. And that's because I playtested with the new grade 2, which is pretty good, but I feel like the older grade 2s are just better cards. So I'm running them instead. And the grade 1, it only works while you're at 5, so I don't really like that. And so I'm not running that either. Let's move on to the G zone. So the G zone is the part of the deck that I'm unsure about. The main deck I'm pretty confident with because after playtesting, it's been working pretty well for me. For the G zone, we're running 3 of these. I was running 4 before, but I actually never got to use the 4th copy, so I'm just gonna bump this down to 3. You might use this the 2nd time, so you can rescue 2. What she does is Generic 3, kind of +1. All the units in your front row get plus 2,000 power. I actually have used the first skill before, surprisingly enough. Second skill is Rescue, kind of +1, so +1. Choose a face down card in the Gene Zone and turn it face up. When this unit is placed on Vanguard circle, you must pay the cost. If you do, choose up to the same number of cards from your damage zone as in face up number, as the same number as the face up number of cards as with her name. So you can you can heal those and then choose one of your Vanguards and deal damage for every card healed by this card's effect. So if you have 2, you heal 2, and then you deal 2 damage to yourself, so that you rescue it twice. Most of the time, you're going to use her as a first stride, because we're not running the... I think her name is Gavrail now. Yeah, we're not running her anymore. Running her instead, just so you can get that extra rescue on your first stride. Sometimes you do get a crit trigger, which is pretty nice. If you get a stand trigger, it's not very nice, but it's still a 5,000 boost, so that can be nice. And yeah, so this card will be much better if it's not auto. If her second skill is an axe skill instead, then you can combo it with the first skill. It'll be a pretty good card. But as of now, I don't dislike her, but she's just not as strong as Gavrail. So yeah, that's my main issue with her. So we're running for Gavrail. Don't need to explain her. She's a very good card. Very good at pushing. She can be used as a finisher, so very solid card overall. Next, we're running for Raphael. So, oops. Obviously, she can help you heal, so very good. But actually, before though, I was running 4 of these, and then 2 of these. I was running 4 of this simply because she has rescue, and sometimes it might come in handy if you want to use Flag and stuff. But I realized that, you know, you're not going to use Flag that often, and on the times that you will use Flag, you're probably going to try and do Gavrail or something. So that doesn't matter too much. But yeah. And running 1 Sea Breeze. If you don't feel like you need to run the Sea Breeze, you can run a 4th one of these if you want, or you can run an extra G-Guard. So we're running 4 G-Guards right now. We're running 1 Dismal, simply because there's a lot of voltages running around right now. So running 1 Dismal. Running 1 of these. If you don't want to run Seagull or Sea Breeze, you can run another one of these instead. And running 2 of the newish G-Guard. So the one that kind of lost 1 and then you can rescue 1. Mainly with her, because she combos well with Gavrail and Broken Hearts. So running these, and you can potentially damage check. So yeah. And I don't like how this restricts you to 4 damage. I mean, it's not hard to stay at 4 damage, but if it stays at 3 damage, I guess, then it'll be pretty alright. But yeah, as I mentioned before, normally if you're not gonna play in tournaments, my lineup would just be 4-4. But you know, just in case you want to play it safe, then the Sea Breeze is the way to go. And Sea Breeze is here, so if you want to use that 3rd Altiel, you can flip Sea Breeze instead, and then still get the rescue too. But yeah, the Sea Breeze spot is, you know, pretty flexible. You can run a 4th one of these instead, or a 5th G-Guard. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. It's a pretty quick deck profile, because there's not much to explain, since, you know, honestly, there aren't that many new cards. This, and there's this. That's pretty much all the new cards in this deck. But of course, I did change some of the lineups for my grade 1 and 2, so there's a little bit of explaining to do there. But that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Probably. Oh, I have something else in the works right now. It's gonna be a new series of videos, so get hyped for that if you care. Yeah. So this is Cardfight, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.